Tira Vanachari Chamuna Tira Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Namaste Paramahamsa Bhavarati Acharya Sarvasi Sivadesi Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Namacharya Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem Sagaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai Sri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopida Shama Kunda Radhika Digiri Govardhan Ki Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Navadip Dham Ki Jai Gang Jamuna Tulsi Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Ananda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Samaveta Bhakti Vrinda Ki Jai Go Premanandi All glorious to the assembled devotees, all glorious to the assembled devotees, all glorious to the assembled devotees, all glorious to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga, all glorious to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pastai Buddhade Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Sinamani Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Prachadane Nirvashesha Shunyavadi Pasha Chadesha Tadane Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 10 chapter 40 verse 11. Sattvam rajas tama iti bhavata prakriter guna teshu hi prakrita prota abhramastavradaya. Sattvam, goodness, raja, passion, tama, ignorance, iti, thus known, bhavata, your prakriti, of material nature, guna, qualities, teshu, to them, he, certainly, prakrita, conditioned living entities, prota, woven, Brahma, up to Lord Brahma, stavra adayaha, starting with the non-moving creatures. Translation: goodness, passion, and ignorance, the qualities of your material nature, entangle all conditioned living beings, from Brahma down to non-moving creatures. I offer my obeisances to you, who, as the Supreme Soul of all beings, witness everyone's consciousness with unbiased vision. The current of your material modes, produced by the force of ignorance, flows strongly among the living beings, who assume identities as demigods, humans, and animals. Fire is said to be your face, earth your feet, the sun your eye, and the sky your navel. The directions are your sense of hearing, the chief demigods your arms, and the oceans your abdomen. Heaven is thought to be your head, and the wind your vital air and physical strength. The trees and plants are the hairs of your body, the clouds the hair on your head, and the mountains the bones and nails of you, the Supreme. The passage of day and night is the blinking of your eyes, the progenitor of mankind, your genitals, and the rain, your semen. All the worlds, with their presiding demigods and teeming populations, originate in you, the inexhaustible Supreme Personality of Godhead. These worlds travel within you, the basis of the mind and senses, just as aquatics swim in the sea, or tiny insects burrow within an udumbara fruit. To enjoy your pastimes, you manifest yourself in various forms in this material world. And these incarnations cleanse away all the unhappiness of those who joyfully chant your glories. I offer my obeisances to you, the cause of the creation, Lord Matsya, who swam about in the ocean of dissolution, to Lord Hayagriva, the killer of Madhu and Kaitaba, to the immense tortoise who supported Mandara mountain, and to the boar incarnation who enjoyed lifting the earth. Purport: the Vishwakosh Dictionary states the word Akuparaya indicates the king of tortoises. Obeisances to you, the amazing lion, who remove your saintly devotees' fear into the door of Vamana, who stepped over the three worlds. Obeisances to you, Lord of the Brigus, who cut down the forest of the conceited royal order, and to Lord Rama, the best of the Raghu dynasty. He put an end to the demon Ravana. Obeisances to you, Lord of the Sattvas, and to your form Vasudev, Shankarshan, Pradumna, and Aniruddha. Obeisances to your form as the faultless Lord Buddha, who will bewilder the Daityas and Danavas, and to Lord Kalki, the annihilator of meat-eaters posing as kings. O Supreme Lord, the living entities in this world are bewildered by your illusory energy, becoming involved in the false concept of I and my. They are forced to wander along the paths of fruitive work. I too am deluded in this way, O Almighty Lord, foolishly thinking my body, children, home, wife, money, and followers to be real, though they are actually as unreal as a dream. Thus, mistaking the temporary for the eternal, my body for myself and source of misery, these sources of happiness, I have tried to take pleasure in material dualities. Covered in this way by ignorance, I could not recognize you as the real object of my love. Just as a fool overlooks a body of water covered by the vegetation growing in it and chases a mirage, so I have turned away from you. My intelligence is so crippled that I cannot find the strength to curb my mind, which is disturbed by material desires and activities, and constantly dragged here and there by my obstinate senses. Being thus fallen, I am approaching your feet for shelter, O Lord, because although the impure can never attain your feet, I think it is nevertheless possible by your mercy. Only when one's material life has ceased, O lotus-naveled Lord, can one develop consciousness of you by serving your pure devotees. Obeisances to the supreme absolute truth, the possessor of unlimited energies. He is the embodiment of pure transcendental knowledge, the source of all kinds of awareness, and the predominator of the forces of nature that rule over the living being. O son of Vasudeva, obeisances to you, within whom all living beings reside. O Lord of the mind and senses, I again offer you my obeisances. O Master, please protect me, who am surrendered unto you. Thus end the purports of the humble servants of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada to the 10th canto, 40th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Prayers of Akrura. So here we have a whole series of statements describing the condition of the jiva in the material world. So these are actually not prayers as such, it's actually a big statement in which the purpose of which is to describe how, though the living entities are in this material nature, the Lord is the ultimate controller, and He can get the living entities out of this situation. So Akrura identifies himself as one of these conditioned jivas, full of ignorance, covered by a material body, attached to family members, etc. And then he prays to him to release him from this illusion and deliver him to the Lord's lotus feet. And in the progress of glorifying this Lord, who is in charge of the material world, he describes the avatars of the Lord. And here we find many of the avatars which are included in the Dasavatar Stotra. So we even get Buddha and Kalki here in this list of avatars. Yeah. So obvious. This is something which is well known as, the list is well known as, repeating every day of Brahma, and that the Lord takes these different forms. So the Lord does this to protect His devotees and to serve His devotees. So He has a certain purpose in doing all these different activities in different forms of avatars. And therefore the Lord is not indifferent, though He's the witness of everything. He is not an impersonal witness. He is sama, or equal to everyone, and He doesn't favor one person over the other for no good reason. At the same time, He is very compassionate to all these living entities. And therefore, He takes the opportunity of manifesting Himself in different forms to help the living entities. So we see that in the form of Kurma, for instance, He helped the devatas, and even helped the demons, because He supported the Mandara mountain, which was used to produce the nectar, and that was the desire of the demons and the devotees. So He helped them, and He took that particular form. Or as Varaha, He saved the whole Bhumandala so the living entities could survive and prosper. Or as Matsya, He saved the Vedas so that transcendental knowledge could be continued. Or as Parsuram, for instance, he killed all the evil Kshatriyas. Or same with Kalki, at the end of the Kali Yuga, he destroys all of the demons. So, and protects the devotees. So therefore the Lord is not indifferent to the jivas in this material world, and at certain times He personally appears to help them out. At other times He does this through devotees. When He is not personally appearing as avatar, the Lord manifests His power through devotees. And therefore the devotees are also glorified in these verses of Akrura. And it's through the devotee that a lot of the mercy of the Lord is manifested in this material world. So the Lord can directly do that, and he does so when he comes as avatar. And when he's not here, then the general process is he acts through devotees. So the Lord is not personally there, but the devotees are there. So the Lord's Shakti operates, his Kripa Shakti operates through the devotees. So that we cannot say that, well, the Lord only appears once every yuga, so therefore what happens in the meantime, for the thousands and thousands of years, there's no one. But the devotees are there. So the Lord acts through the devotees, and this is, and that is why the devotee is worshipped like God, Sakshadhari. He has a position like the Supreme Lord, because he has the powers of the Supreme Lord, the Lord's mercy, which is the most important part of the Lord. So, though the Lord is the impartial witness through the devotees of the Lord, he manifests mercy. But we know that that mercy also of the devotees is very particular. Of course, we say the devotee is like the rain cloud, and the rain cloud does not discriminate between dry land, wet land, rocky land, sandy land, whatever. But the mercy only manifests in certain places on fertile ground, and then we get the seeds sprouting up. So, though the devotees are all merciful, their mercy manifests for certain persons. That is, those who are ready for devotional service, so they are fertile, and then the bhakti lata is planted and sprouts. So the devotees are also compassionate like the Lord. Nevertheless, the compassion also manifests particularly for those who are qualified with faith. So he's compassionate to everyone, but the compassion doesn't manifest directly for other persons. So we cannot say that the devotee is therefore not compassionate towards all living entities, but some living entities are not ready for that compassion. So therefore the devotee concentrates on those who have faith, and he develops their faith, and they can practice bhakti. So therefore compassion, the Lord is all compassion that's manifested to the devotees, but it manifests particularly for those who are qualified with Shraddha and those who have bhakti. And then we get great manifestation. So, of course, that is stated by the Lord himself. I am Sama, but I am particularly attracted to the devotees. So the mercy particularly manifests to the devotees, and also by the devotees. So the devotees in the material world are those who get special mercy of the Supreme Lord, and he's therefore no longer Sama. He's not equal to everyone, because he does give mercy to the devotees. But how does he do it? He does it through other devotees, unless he's directly there as avatar. So he does it through the devotees. And thus, the devotees are very important for the plan of the Lord. They're integral to the material world and to the plan of the material world. So the Lord's plan is to deliver the jivas. And part of that plan is the devotees. So they act as the mediums or the conductors of the Lord's mercy, like a wire. So a light bulb is there, a generator is there, and then we need a wire to connect the generator to the light bulb, and then the electricity can flow through it. And if the wire is not there, no light, no flow. But at the same time, some things do not conduct the electricity. So iron wire or wood wire or glass wire will not conduct electricity. Huh? But copper wire does. And of course, if we have money, we could have silver wire. That's a very good conductor. Or we can have gold wire. Very, very good conductor. Best conductor, I think. But very expensive. So similarly, all jivas are capable in one sense, but certain ones are more capable. So the devotees in general are like the copper wire, and they can conduct the mercy of the Supreme Lord very nicely. And there's some great devotees like the gold wires. They can do great mercy. So we have those who are in prema. They have very special mercy, very powerful mercy, so that they can deliver a jiva and give them prema. So we get persons like Narada Muni, for instance, that he can give bhava or prema very quickly, almost immediately to jivas, because of his position. So that's like the gold wire. The mercy comes through very, very strongly. But even for the less advanced jivas, they are like the copper wires, and they can deliver the mercy of the Lord also. And that is sufficient in most cases. Just as we don't have gold wires everywhere, we have copper wires, and that's sufficient to give us enough light and electricity for things. So therefore the devotees are glorified. So not just the highest devotees, but all the devotees, and particularly those who are practicing pure bhakti, those who are like a nishta stage or whatever, they are glorified as great devotees, because they can conduct the mercy of the Lord very nicely to the people in the material world. So this is also mercy of the Lord. He doesn't demand that I only will deliver that mercy, or only the devotees in prema can deliver mercy. He doesn't say that either. He said, okay, all the devotees can deliver mercy to some degree. And of course, the purer they are, the more advanced they are, the more the mercy flows. So that is also the mercy of the Lord, that He allows various jivas to, various devotees who are jivas to, act as the mediums of His mercy in this material world. And He does not even control the jiva and tell the devotee, you have to give mercy here, but don't give there. He doesn't do that either. He lets the jiva decide. The devotee can decide what he wants to do with his mercy, how he wants to distribute bhakti, etc. But of course, we also have guidelines. So we have instructions, how we give up mercy. Don't preach to the faithless persons. Don't preach to the envious people. In Bhagavad Gita, last chapter, it says, don't give the Bhagavad Gita knowledge to the envious people, people without faith. So there are some general instructions given in the scriptures on how we distribute mercy. At the same time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very merciful, and he likes to give out mercy to unqualified people also. So we see that he delivered Jagai and Madai, who were actually great aparadis, because they committed the worst aparads, that is, violence against the Lord himself in the form of Nityananda and his devotee Haridas. So great aparadis, but nevertheless, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very merciful even to the aparadis. So Lord Chaitanya is kind of an exception to all of this, that even to the unqualified people, Lord Chaitanya likes to give mercy. But the method in general for that is Nam Sankirtan. That is the method by which we give mercy to the faithless persons. So we let them hear the name. So that is, in other words, all devotees can do that. They can tell everyone, chant Hare Krishna, let them hear the holy name. That's very easy to do. But we have to be a little more clever and skillful if we want to preach, because we have to see if the person is ready and he has faith. Then we can give some instruction. But the instruction also has to be proper instruction, according to the level of the person. So, therefore, the devotee also has to get some knowledge and have some expertise in seeing just what is necessary for a particular person at a particular stage. Just like the doctor, he can give medicines, but a skillful doctor will give the proper medicine at the proper time. And when the patient is ready for it, and some medicines are too strong, he cannot give to certain persons, and when they get stronger, he can give them that medicine. And he may change the medicines later on also, according to the progress of the patient. So the devotee also has to be skillful like that in giving the proper instructions at the proper time to the person. But fortunately, the medicine is very simple. The same medicine continues all the way through. Bhakti and Harinam is a medicine for everybody, and it goes all the way through, the main medicine. So we don't have to think of new medicines or anything like that. But the instructions that go along with that may be various according to the various levels of the persons. So in this way, the devotees have to have some knowledge and some skill in delivering the message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to the people. But nevertheless, it can go to all people. That is a special mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So though all the forms of the Lord are merciful, very merciful, as are Bhagavan, Lord Chaitanya is especially merciful. Just as Krishna is merciful, but Radha is even more merciful. So we pray to Radha to get the mercy of Krishna, because she's most merciful. The devotee is more merciful than the Lord himself. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Lord, but he's also the devotee of the Lord. He's also Radha. So he is also the most merciful form of the Lord, because he's like Radha, more merciful than Krishna. Therefore, though all the forms of the Lord are merciful, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has this special quality of mercy, which does not see obstacles at all and doesn't even see aparad, and tries to deliver everyone in this material world. So, in this way, the Lord is not at all impartial or indifferent. He definitely is impartial to the general jivas in the material world. He witnesses everything and he does not interfere. But he is always compassionate, and that compassion is illustrated by coming as these avatars, by placing devotees in the material world at all times to help the jivas. And of course, he also has special devotees there. So we have devatas on one hand, and we have manus and their descendants to spread dharma and bhakti. And we get other special devotees coming as well, like Narada Muni and others, to spread bhakti. So the Lord in this way illustrates great compassion for the jivas. And then we get the special compassion of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Akrura, he recognizes the Lord's position, and a lot of his prayer here is to show how he's in control of this material world, and he's the deliverer of everyone from the material world. So once he recognizes his greatness, and he associates this Lord with Krishna, because he calls him the son of Vasudeva, etc. So he understands that Krishna, who's sitting in the chariot with Balaram, is actually Supreme Lord. But he's taken this form of Vishnu with Shesha here, and he's offering his prayers and praise to this particular form. So praising the greatness of the Lord is quite appropriate to this form that he sees in the water, quite natural for him also, because this is the normal form that persons like Akrura can appreciate. They appreciate the power of the Lord and how he is controlling material nature, etc., and delivering the jivas. But at the same time, this powerful form is non-different from the Krishna who was sitting with Balaram in the chariot. So it's not all power and creative potency, etc. He also recognized that this particular Vishnu form is an aspect of Krishna. And Krishna is that young boy, young cowherd boy, going to Mathura. So the form of Krishna is mixed to some degree with this idea of the Lord's greatness, etc. And that's why he offers prayers in this way. And of course, Krishna himself manifested this particular form too. Akrura, understanding the level of consciousness of Akrura, that he had some understanding of Krishna, but also as Supreme Lord, powerful Supreme Lord. So he offers his respects and asks for his protection and he surrenders to him to come to his lotus feet. So this is a prayer and the vision which is quite different from the prayers of people in Vrindavan. They do not pray to Krishna in this way. They do not have visions of Krishna like this with the Anantashesha, lying on Anantashesha, etc. But we see with Akrura, quite natural. So Akrura was astonished not because Vishnu was astonishing in a sense, because he knows who Vishnu is, but he was astonished that Krishna manifested this form, this other form in the water, and simultaneously Krishna and Balaram are sitting in the chariot. That was the astonishing thing. But by this he appreciated that Krishna and Balaram are non-different from Vishnu and Anantashesha. So his realization is somewhat different from that of the people of Vrindavan. It's mixed with reverence and idea that Krishna is Supreme Lord and the creator of the material world, etc. But still, not devoid of mercy and sweetness.
What we see here, this Akrura is explaining about this divine incarnation of the Lord, and he's he's explaining like he's saying like whatever Jayadeva Goswami said. There is a pattern who will come after whom. So does it maintain always the same in that pattern? Who will come after whom?
Well, it's more or less fixed avatars in certain Manvantara periods. So a lot of these Manvantara, in the Swayambhuva Manvantara, a lot of those mentioned in the Bhagavatam in the first canto appear within that period. So, and of course some of them appear very early and they stay throughout the whole of Brahma's life, like Narada and Kumara. So they appear in the first day of Brahma at the very beginning when Brahma's born, and then he creates, so Narada and Kumaras appear. So they stay throughout the whole of Brahma's life. And then we get Kurma, Matsya, Varaha, etc. They all appear within that Swayambhuva Manvantara, first period of Brahma's day. And then we get Narayan and others also. And then when we get to the, I think, fourth Manvantara, we get Hari, who is the incarnation who manifested to Gajendra. And then we get to the sixth Manvantara, which is just before the Vaivasvata Manvantara, Chakshusha Manvantara, and we get Nrsimhadev and the Kurma, Ajita involved in Mohini Avatar, Dhanvantari, all involved in the churning of the Milky Ocean. That's in Chakshusha Manvantara. And at the end of that we get Matsya Avatar appearing after the flood.
That time Pushuram also there. Pushuram also did the same thing.
Parshuram comes in the Vaivasvata Manvantara, I think, what period? 23rd? No. 21st, I think. 21st cycle. Cycle. Vamana appears near the beginning of Vaivasvata Manvantara, and then Parshuram appears, and then Rama appears, 24th cycle, and 28th cycle of Vaivasvata Manvantara we get Krishna, Balaram, and then in Kali Yuga we get Buddha and Kalki, etc. And Vyasadeva also appears in that period. So these are all fixed in certain periods of the day of Brahma. So Krishna, etc. in Vaivasvata Manvantara, Nrsimhadev and Chakshusha Manvantara, that's sixth Manvantara. And a lot of them appear, as in the first Manvantara, Swayambhuva Manvantara.
One question I want to say, that Parshuram, he killed so many Kshatriyas. 21 times he freed the earth from the Kshatriya. But we see although Purushottam met with Ravana, but he didn't kill Ravana. Even he helped sometime, when Sahasrarjuna confined him in his own prison. He helped to come out, but he didn't kill Ravana. Even that time also Ravana was completely, he was Asura, but he didn't do it. I don't know why. But except Ravana, he killed all the Kshatriyas.
Well, Parashuram is also a Shaktavesh avatar, so he does not have the same powers as Rama. So he's less powerful because of that. So that could be one reason. The other, of course, is the will of the Supreme Lord, is he wanted Rama to illustrate his power, so therefore he allowed Rama to kill him instead.
Another question, like Manasi, see, is here, you're explaining that the devotees are more merciful than even the Lord. Because that sometimes, they don't discriminate who is qualified, who is not qualified to get the mercy of the Lord. Okay, sometimes even they commit mistake also there while distributing the holy name or instruction of the Lord. So for that also sometimes devotees get suffering.
Well, if they make mistakes and they give to unqualified people, that is preaching to the faithless, then they have to recognize the mistake and remedy it somehow or other.
They are doing out of compassion, they are doing it.
Yeah. Still, they can make mistakes, so they should rectify the mistakes if possible. Then they don't get such bad reaction.